business partner Ngululeko Nkosi, from the co-owned Style Entertainment and Events Company. Gentlemen, welcome to Business Review.
Thank you.
Let me start with you, Caesar. You walked for almost 2 weeks for over 500 kilometers. What did you want to highlight with this one-man walk to save entrepreneurship?
Basically, I was saying anything is possible, and I just felt a challenge needed to be given to the youth entrepreneurs with all the challenges that they're facing on a daily basis, of which I have faced as well. So I was saying to them, I mean, with nothing you can come from nothing and gain something out of it if you persevere, work hard, and be determined in what you're doing, and have a heart for what you're doing. So I was merely opening eyes to them and saying, let's get rid of fear and just go for what we want to achieve, because it's possible.
So this was more like for your age mates and people who have the same passion to better themselves.
Yes, and I mean, it's basically because of the challenges I've gone through myself that I've gotten to a point where I said, let me do something that will reach out to many more people that are just like me. However, challenge them and say, don't give up in what you're doing, because out of that hardship that you are facing, there's a lot that you can come out with, of which I feel I have achieved by taking the walk.
Share with us some of those challenges, and maybe your business partner can also testify for you.
Regarding the walk itself.
The challenges that you faced as an entrepreneur.
Basically, I would say South Africa has brilliant policies in terms of business. However, it's the execution of them that is an issue, I would say. I mean, in terms of the downright person that signs documents and approves things, you know, because, for instance, we had an issue with our liquor license because we deal with beverages, especially alcohol. So we had to be approved before we could actually start working on a bigger scale in terms of advertising and getting funding. And we were given 3 months. In that 3 months, we had planned that with our savings from work, we can be able to run the business until such time we get approval of the license, and then we can go big. Hence, that didn't happen until 9 months, 10 months. And it affected us socially, I mean, economically, I mean, as a person, you start to feel that you're not part of the world, whereas you know very well what you're doing is positive. However, without support, you can't go very far.
Now, Ngululeko, I know you didn't take part in the walk, but you were there as his support. When he returned with the tales of what he experienced during the journey, what were some of the things that you learned that you had perhaps taken for granted?
That he, more than anything, I think he was determined. He showed a lot of guts going out there on his own without any money and anyone watching him as he went. He went on his own. Meaning that in business, even if there is not much support from the bigger companies, you can still sustain the business and grow it if you want to.
Now, along the way, what were the things or the issues that struck you as you started talking to young people?
Well, I noticed Gauteng has people that are actually into business drive. They have the drive, you know, they are doing it. They're out there. And however, maybe they lack finance or support in terms of growth of the business, you know. And then when you go further down the other provinces going towards KZN, then you start to notice how much knowledge that is needed out there, you know, for people to understand that they can actually be independent. I mean, economically, they don't have to actually complain about things. They can stand up and do things, because there were a lot of needs that they had that they could have been able to satisfy had they put initiative to. However, because of knowledge and understanding, they don't have much, which really drove me to feeling that there's a space out there
to do more.
Yes, there's a space out there to educate people, to support people,
to save entrepreneurs.
Yes, to say, let's keep doing what we are doing for ourselves, not for anyone else.
So that we can create jobs for us as well.
Now, besides the lessons that you learned about him as a person, in terms of the business that you co-own and business in general, what were the lessons that his walk and what he wanted to highlight taught you as a business person?
As a business partner, can I just start there? That with business, there's no limits, and there shouldn't be any fears of what will happen tomorrow. Mm-hmm. If you know where you're going, irrespective of who you're taking with, you will get there if you do know what it is that you want in your business. So the initiative that he took, because I was behind and I actually took charge of everything else that he left behind in terms of sponsorships, and you can see that people would assist if they see that you are taking initiative and you're not just waiting for things to happen for you. If you go out there, and then people will start and support you.
If I might add in what you're saying in terms of the partnership, but I think it was a great leap of testing it. I mean, trust in terms of the two of us, because when I left, I honestly went to a couple of places before I started the work to let them know this is what I was doing. However, I left the bulk of the work with him to say, if you let me fall, then I'm not. Anyway, as a team, it was a good team exercise in terms of me trusting him that whenever I fall, he can be able to catch me or help me not to.
Maybe that's what he wanted, so you can get a bigger share if you don't survive. But anyway, let's take a short break, and Business Review will continue after the break. Stay with us.